night I made some chicken Alfredo. I made the sauce from scratch. I showed y'all all of the ingredients that I had. And I still had some of those ingredients left over. Come to the refrigerator, come on. I still have some heavy whipping cream, basil, some butter. Probably use half a stick of butter tonight. Butter, and then I have a pack of these left. I found that 2 packs was a lot. Like 2 packs fed my whole family, my mom, myself, my 4 children for 2 days. So I'm only gonna use 1 pack because I only need this to last. This is just like a one night meal type thing that I'm just using to get rid of, you know, the stuff that I need to get rid of, which is stuff that you know you need to use within 7 days in the fridge. So yeah, girl, that's what we're doing. Simple ingredients. And then I also purchased some white mushrooms. I prefer portobello mushrooms, but I think it'll be easier to get my kids to eat these because they're pretty, I feel like these are kind of tasteless and they'll get lost in the sauce. They might not know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's Spartacus, y'all, being Spartacus. And then the protein that I am putting in this meal tonight is top sirloin. I am going to thinly slice these. Did I tell you what I'm making? I'm making beef stroganoff. So for all of my beef stroganoff experts, I know you're probably saying, girl, you're missing some key ingredients. And if you've never made beef stroganoff before, there are different variations on the recipe. The one I'm using is pretty simple. There are others that call for flour, sour cream, Worcestershire sauce, Dijon mustard if you like it a little bit tangy, but I'm leaving those out and just sticking with the sirloin steak, olive oil, butter, my chopped onion, mushrooms, garlic. I'm throwing in the basil, beef broth, salt, and black pepper, and that's it. This is a meal that is very, very, very rich and high in fat. So I'm leaving out as much richness as I can. So I'm 86ing the sour cream and the flour. But the choice is yours. This is how I make my homemade beef stroganoff. It's not something that I go to the store and be like, well, I'm gonna make beef stroganoff. I only make it when I have the ingredients left over and all I gotta do is just add the beef. So that's what I'm doing tonight. And I've got some veggies on that I freshly picked from a can, okay? And then I have my water boiling for my noodles. And I'm just gonna chop up my onions, my garlic, my basil, get those simmering in the pot, throw in the mushrooms, and then make my sauce. And then I'm going to do the beef last. Or it's gonna be kind of like one of the last things that goes in. It's gonna simmer just for a couple of minutes to get everything nice and coated. Throw in the noodles and serve it up. So yeah, girl. Whew. Let me tell you, honey. Onions do make me weep, friends. Ooh, wee, yeah. Oh, let me turn my stove on. The stove on, child, get this nice and warm. Because I really, really, really want the onions to be nice and caramelized. Because if my kids can taste it, child, they're gonna be like, oh, I don't know what I'm biting into. Flavor. Yeah, biting into flavor, baby, okay? But kids don't know that, though. And I am just, you know what? I do have a food processor, which probably would have saved me a bunch of time. But it's in a box somewhere. No running, guys. And I feel like this is a fairly easy, fast meal with the way that I'm making it tonight. I'm using a very lean cut of beef, so I'm not gonna braise the beef or anything like that. And then I got this stuff. It's called, have you ever tried this? Better Than Bouillon roasted beef base. I'm gonna use this as my base. I've never cooked with it before, but I'm gonna try it out and I'm gonna let y'all know how it is. If you've tried this, let me know what you made, how did it turn out, and if you are a fan of it. But yeah, girl, I'm gonna see how this works because I normally just use beef bouillon or I make my own beef stock. So we're gonna see. Okay, so I'm about to put my half of an onion into the pot. I have some oil in there already, but I'm also gonna drop a little bit of butter because I just like the way that butter and onion caramelizes together and the flavor that it produces. So come on, girl, let's go do that. Oh, I'm cooking something really delicious. So I've got a little bit of oil and butter. Man, I can smell that already, friends. Oh, and you know what? I'm just also gonna go ahead and add my mushrooms because I like when mushrooms are cooked down for my kids' sake. Somebody asked me, how do you get your kids to eat new foods or veggies, child? I just make sure they don't look like vegetables. If they look like vegetables, my kid's not eating it. But as long as everything's simmered down and like blended in with the food and unrecognizable, they cool. But if they see this girl, they be like, a mushroom, we ain't eating that. So I'm gonna cook it down. And the thing about mushrooms, what I like or don't like at the same time, because I love mushrooms. Do you like mushrooms? But the thing about mushrooms is that they cook down. You ever cook a whole bag of spinach and you be like, girl, it's just a bite. That's all that is. It's just one bite. Same thing with mushrooms. Mushrooms cook down, they shrivel down. And this is really gonna be like a mushroom sauce. Now, if it's a lot, too much, I'll take half of it out and save it. But I'm just cooking these down. Cooking these down, friends. And I am gonna pepper and salt my mushrooms. All of that stuff is in the pan, cooking down already. I'm basically making a, I don't know if what stroganoff is. Somebody let me know, girl. But it reminds me of like a really easy dupe is using a can of cream of mushroom. You can use ground beef, and that could make you an easy beef stroganoff. But I like just making the stuff myself because anything that includes less ingredients for me, preservatives, all that other crazy stuff that we can't even say the names for, fake food. Because, child, we be eating so much fake food these days, we don't even know what we eating. That extends the shelf life to that stuff. I kind of like to cut that out. But you know, sometimes you do what you gotta do, you know what I'm saying? Do what you gotta do. But then once you figure out that you can just as easily make this stuff at home with simple ingredients that ain't gonna hurt you, you'll do it yourself. Well, look how I smashed this garlic. Oh, girl, the garlic done smashed itself. Look at that. It's like thin like a quarter. I must have a lot of pent up aggression or something, girl. So I have put this knife shield on there, friends. I love these knives. Cuisinart. Cuisinart. What's up, Cuisinart? How y'all doing? These are wonderful. So I have my garlic and basil chopped. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna add it just yet. Ain't nothing worse than some burnt garlic in your meals, friends. But I'm gonna go ahead and prep this. It says that all you have to do is you can use however much you want depending on what you're making. Again, I've never cooked with this before. 1 tablespoon of this is equal to 1 bouillon cube or an 8-ounce can of broth. So that tells me 8 ounces is 1 cup. I'm gonna get my cup of water ready because I am gonna be adding water to this to make the broth. Okay. Almost look like pudding. I'm gonna add my garlic and basil to the pan and then drop the water in and then drop the bouillon in. Let's do this fresh. I'm gonna turn this all the way down my stove, child. I do not want this to burn. It smells lovely. And look how the mushrooms cook down. So water, bouillon, stir. Ooh, child, I'm making a mess. That's about 1.5 cups of the cream. Another tablespoon of butter. And then I'm going to season up the sauce with a little black pepper. It's a lot. And I think I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of Lawry's. What Lawry's at? Like so, like that. This up to just a little bit of a boil so that it can thicken just a little bit. Some people, if I wanted to thicken up, I would use a little bit of flour, but I'm not trying to do that. I really want it to be a very loose sauce. But I'm gonna taste it. Make sure this is stirring up quite nicely. See how this tastes, friends? And we can just add the noodle. Now that's good. As you can see, the sauce is bubbling up very, very nicely, very, very nicely. I've got my hot pan here that I'm about to drop the beef down in. And I just want to show you a piece of the steak. I have sliced the steak very, very thin. Can you see that, guys? Very, very thin. And it is going to go into the pan. Go. Butter is just to give it that nice steakhouse taste. You ever wonder why steaks taste so good at a restaurant? It's butter, guys. A lot of things is made with butter. But as you can see, I used 1 tablespoon of butter for the onions and the mushrooms, 1 tablespoon for the garlic to go in, and then a tablespoon, so 3 tablespoons of butter for the whole meal. And that's why I like doing it myself, because you can see what you're putting in there, child. You can see what you're putting in there. Look at the meat. It's really down here. Yep, that's gonna be good. Oh my God. Girl, I tasted a piece of beef, a steak. I like my steak like, if I go to the restaurant, you guys, I will get my steak like this in the middle. It's still a little pink, very pink, medium rare. And I don't want to cook this too long because you don't want to overcook this. I'm gonna throw it in the pan with the rest of his brothers and sisters in this sauce, and let the beef finish cooking in there for about 10 minutes. It's not gonna take long. Not gonna take long. Because you just don't want it, you just don't want to overcook it. I dropped one piece in there and let it simmer for about 10 minutes, and it is perfect. It is tender, it is juicy, it is everything that my kids are gonna love. And all of the drippings from the pot with the steak that I had, I dropped it right on in there, friends. This beef stroganoff is a very rich meal. This is a cheat day kind of meal, okay? Yeah. And look at how the color is changing. That is from the drippings from the pan with the beef. All right, now I'm just about to add my noodles, and these are gonna be done in about 3 minutes tops. Here we go. That doesn't sound like an injured cry. That just sounds like your feelings have been injured, but it's not a legitimate cry. Okay. Okay, here we go. Izzy, come on now. Come on.
Okay, so you want me to put this on the table or just give them to you?
Put the plates are already on the table. Just spread it out for me, please. Because I'm being lazy, I am gonna take these from one pot to the next pot. It's the parsley for me, friends.
Parsley is the way to go.
And this is the delicious homemade beef stroganoff for my kiddos. You know, we got to do a taste test, see how they like it. And then I'm gonna sit down and eat with you guys.
That's how I eat my food.
Give me your plate, Julian.
Oh, Mom, what fruit do you like better? Pineapple or oranges? Like, out of these two, pineapples or oranges, which one's the most healthiest?
It depends on which one you like. Pineapples are good for your digestive system.
Oranges are good for your vitamin.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna put no mushrooms on your plate, child.
No, pineapples are the best. But
Okay.
guess what? Oranges have vitamin A and C, which is good for your immune system.
Y'all done ran Izzy off from the table, huh?
Izzy, come eat. He hasn't even sat down.
Poor child. Okay.
I'll go for a YouTube video.
Here you go, baby.
Mommy, what's
2 hands.
That's good.
You tasted it, JoJo? JoJo says it's good. I had to wait till everybody finished. This is when I get to eat. Ah, thank you for the pat on the back, Izzy. Oh.
I love my mama.
That honestly feels really good. I'm not even gonna lie, that feels really, really good. You guys can see how good this looks.
Love you, mama.
Love you too.
Can you see with Peter? Can you see it with Peter Donkey?
Love you. Love you. So everybody's eating. I've got my little bitty plate here. I'm just gonna taste it. It's kind of cold now. Girl, that's really good. Beefy. Come through beef stroganoff. Really good. As you can see, I'm not saying much because it's good. After this, I'm gonna take a nice little shower. Well, I need to get a lot of rest. This is really good. If I do say so myself. I'm gonna wrap my little plate up, y'all, because I'm exhausted. Like I said, I'm gonna get me some rest. But first, I gotta stop eating this. Oh, you know it's good when you do a little dance. Okay, one more bite. One more bite. And then I'm gonna tap out. Ain't much left in the pot. Nothing but a whole bunch of sauce, which will still be good for a good little snack for somebody or for them to dip some biscuits in. So, which I did make some biscuits, you guys. I made some green beans and some butter biscuits. You know you gotta get your to-go plate together for the next day, okay? Whew. And that is that. I'm about to go lay down and get me some rest, friends. Thanks for hanging out with me in the kitchen today. Probably gonna take a little bit of a little breather for the next couple of days from YouTube because I just need a little break. A lot of the filming and editing, it takes a lot of time. Filming is one thing that you have to kind of prep your mind for and, you know, prep your energy for. But then editing is a whole separate type of vibe in itself too. I'm not gonna say that I don't like it, but it is a process. Like the videos probably take, I would say, a day. I spend a day on a video. So daily vlogging has kind of, I don't wanna say like washed itself out, but daily vlogging can be exhausting because you're holding the camera all day long, right? And then you're editing pretty much all night unless you have somebody else to help you edit, or you're editing like and vlogging at the same time. Your mind is multitasking on editing and filming, and then it doesn't really leave you any quality time, like any real quality time with your family. So I like to put up a bunch of videos, rest for a couple of days, film, edit, and then, you know, the cycle repeats itself. It's best for me and my family and just being a solo mom. So yeah, but I'm exhausted, girl. Like, I'm exhausted. Like, I'm really tired. And the kids are bored. And I'm trying to find fun things to do for them, which is why I genuinely created the family channel, so that we could have fun stuff to do and film it and just like make a big production out of it. But I'm tired because I'm juggling everything, and then also, you know, being in a space that isn't mine is thankful for it, but you know, it's another type of vibe. It's all vibes, right? So I'm dealing with all of these vibes. So to keep myself centered and feeling great and wonderful, I'm trying to figure out a way to have like quality moments inside of my mind. How are you guys doing it? If you're at home with the kids aren't going anywhere except outside. You know, people are going outside or whatever, but even that day that we went to the beach, like, and I think, was that like a week ago? A couple of days ago? Maybe it was last weekend? It was last week, 7 days ago. Like, we really hadn't been outside anywhere, so just the fact being in the environment like that, my allergies got to me, girl. Allergies got to me. My allergies are getting to me now. So, and just being outside just is kind of like, I'm not gonna say it's not safe, but you just have to kind of be cautious about how much you go outside. Even if you are social distancing out of the beach, people are still out of the beach. That day, it wasn't as crowded. Everybody was spaced out, but you know, people are still there. We go to a park. That's a germ petri dish center, you know, kids touching everything. I don't even think, maybe parks are open, but you literally will have to put like gloves on your kids and then tell them not to touch their face. But who gonna listen? What child is gonna listen to that? So my kids are itching to go to one of their favorite parks. They do want to go back to the beach. Trying to figure out different little outdoor activities. I've gotten a little pool for them. We have a community pool, but who's going to the community pool? Not us. Bicycles, electric scooters, Play-Doh, everything you can think of, but you know, that only entertains kids for so long. So yeah, girl. I am just a little bit exhausted, and we're gearing up for school in the next 16 days. I could literally cry about it, but I'm not gonna cry about it because, you know, I have the option to keep my kids at school. I mean, I would cry even if I had to send them to school with the environment and the environmental health situation that's going on. You know, I would still cry about that, but just being at home is gonna be a whole nother vibe. And it's so funny because God laughs when you make plans. Let me tell you something. I remember when I would be like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait till all of my children are in school. Izzy and JoJo just started school last year, kindergarten, right? All of my kids are finally in school, right? I finally have daytime hours to myself, to focus on myself, to focus on a business plan, to focus on school, going back to school plans, to focus on whatever I wanted to focus on, you know, and having some allocated hours to just be a better version of me that I wanted to be, you know. And bam. So that little moment of me time that I waited so long to have, okay? 13 years I've waited so long to have, because Julian is 13. And Izzy and JoJo are the last ones to start kindergarten. And I only had it for that little bit of a moment. So I'm tired, I am. But I'm thankful. I'm not complaining about my kids. I love my kids. And I'm thankful for my life and to be here, to be alive. But yeah, I just thought that was funny, girl. But anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will see you in a couple of days. And follow me on Instagram if I'm not over here, if you're ever concerned, like, where Bestie went? All right now, friend, you need to upload something now, friend. I'm over on the gram, girl. I'll be posting pictures. I'll be in the Instagram stories or whatever, and going live over there from time to time. So check me out over there if you like. Not forcing you to, it's up to you, okay? Also not forcing you to do it, but it's free. Subscribe. Turn on your notifications, and also hit the thumbs up button or click. Why do people always say hit it? Like, who gonna hit? Click the thumbs up button or tap the thumbs up button or whatever on this video if you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys later. I love you. You guys stay blessed, be safe, and take care of yourselves. Love you. Bye.